Oh wait, I was gonna go for a drink. That's terrible timing.
Oh no! Quick vamp! Someone vamp!
Everybody hydrate.
Bum,
Everybody
bum.
hydrate.
Give it a bath.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I hydrate. Welcome everybody to I couldn't remember the name of our show. I was like, ah, the water
start.
thing. The water
Good
thing
start.
threw me off. The water thing just threw me off right from the start. That's the water. threw me
You're
right off.
doing amazing.
Thank you. That's all I need to do. I'm out. Peace. Everyone enjoy yourselves. I'm out.
Everybody level up.
Stop saying that. That's not going to happen.
Stop
you
trying to make
are-
leveling up a thing.
Yeah, Diara, God. You are very welcome to Rise of the Forsaken. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, I'm glad that you've decided to take a little bit of a break and check this out. We've had a little bit of a shovel. You'll see right down here. I realized I pointed at my crotch, but I'm talking about the stream. There is a you can now see our roles as we're going to be using the D&D Beyond. Just to kind of so you know we're not doing any kind of fudging. I will still be able to fudge the dice because as the DM my dice are not available to you. But for €50 extra, I will make those available, and I will change the rules to suit you. As always, I am joined by James, Eilish, Emma, Fiona, and Kat, who are playing respectively Umbra. Well, respectively in the sense of the order I'm about to mention, not that they're being respectful towards characters of the game.
Wouldn't dream of it.
James as Umbra, Eilish as Diara, Emma as Regiment, Fiona as Nulra, and Kat as Mooney. If you are just joining us for the very first time, all of our previous episodes are now available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/D8Dungeon, which for some reason, as I said, it sounded like some really dodgy early 2000s television ad for a website. I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
www. dot.
Yes. HTTPS.
Ooh, yes.
I couldn't. Yeah. Anyway. So you can catch up on anything you might have missed out on before
It's
then.
not actually at that address, though. We don't have that address yet. We have to be more popular to get the address.
Okay, so if you could Google YouTube and then D8 Dungeon, so that we can, and then find us and then follow us. I'm sure we can pop a link into the chat. If you wouldn't mind giving the YouTube
I'll
channel
do that now.
a like and subscribe or whatever it is the young people do on YouTube these days. Apparently you can't unlike, and we've lost all our video, have we? Oh yeah, we have, because James has gone out to a different tab. Yeah, we're all back. We're all back. We're all back.
It's going so well.
Yeah, this is
James just wanted to be the center of attention, like always.
This bodes very well for this particular episode because we are heading into some dark times.
No.
And anyway, the YouTube channel is there. If you don't mind giving it a click and a subscribe, that would be amazing. And without further ado, we are picking up with Chapter 4, Nothing Without You. And we begin the morning after the Harvest Festival. The evening had been filled with much excitement, merriment, and dare I even say surprise at the fact that Redmond took the champion's belt at the tavern brawl, though Nulra did come in second, and she took Deirdre's tooth as a trophy, I think. So it kind of makes.
Guess what Redmond's getting for Christmas this year?
Love it.
Following the boxing match, there was much further enjoyment and entertainment in the tavern itself, with song, poetry, and stories being told by the locals and indeed even the strangers. Well into the night, Nulra had taken Katie with Threaten aside, the young Fletcher, who had a less than successful time testing her new bow on the hunt. And Nulra, sorry, this was decided out of game, so I'm now just filling in the blanks so you don't go, what's this new thing that they're suddenly doing? So you're getting kind of a little insight to what happened during it. But Nulra had asked Katie to repair the bow that Umbra had used to hunt his prize, effectively. And Katie, with one or two more glasses of wine in her, agreed to do it for free.
Yay.
Uh,
I didn't know that part.
Delighted, more so purely because it was great to see, or rather listen to Deirdre whistling through the hole in her the top of her jaw, so which is great.
Oh, lovely.
Uh, as I said, our day begins at morning as the sun rises over Canuck. Though it's somewhat hard to see, the sky overhead is churning with grey and light clouds, and there has been a heavy fall of rain, which started well into the middle of the night and has continued on. And it is quite a cold rain that uh, showers down on the roofs and fields of the village. And downstairs, all of you, as uh, a sort of as much as the cockerel crowing in the yard stirs one, the five of you have been accustomed to the sounds of Eileen Sapras busying herself about the kitchen and making God knows what kind of racket. Um, Around her, Essie and Warner sit at a small table watching quietly, sipping occasionally from bowls of hot porridge. Down in the village, the decorations from the Harvest Festival continue to bluster about and dance in the wind, only to be whipped violently back and forth as a breeze kicks up and surges around, battering the windows and walls. The shutters of the Red Orchard home clatter and bang, and Eileen, throwing her eyes up to the heavens, lets out an exasperated gasp while Werner and Essie smuggle their giggles. The five of you awaken.
Who's going to be the first one?
You.
No.
That's Mooney then.
Minnie's probably the first to get up. She's an early riser. She'll look around for her little badger friend. Is he about?
Yep, he is curled up. He's kind of right beside you, and he's on the pillow, but he'd also kind of made a little sort of nest for himself out of your hair, Mooney. So he was kind of like, as you move, he kind of like lets out kind of a little kind of a kind of a noise, and then kind of stretches, but his eyes kind of remain closed, and he kind of like to kind of smacks his lips together, and he kind of bundles into the pillow a little bit further.
Oh, Minnie's going to try and very gently, trying to like pull her hair out from the badger. She doesn't want to disturb him. She's trying to
Give me a sleight of hand check.
sleight of hand. On
I know to pull your own hair away from the badger, but
yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, that's good. 19.
Look at you.
you do. And as you sort of like, you take just kind of a couple of strands of hair, and you kind of just gently tug. The badger again kind of smacks his lips together, kind of rolls over onto the other side, and yeah, you've managed to just deftly free yourself from under him. And you looking around the room, you see Nulra fast asleep on the bedside locker next to her on a small enamel plate. There is just you see the prize she claims to have won from the tournament. Diara is fast asleep in the other bed. Downstairs, you can hear Mrs. Sapras busying herself about the house.
Minnie's going to very quietly get ready for the day. She'll brush her hair out with her fingers, put on her little bonnet, put on her little dress. She won't put on her shoes just yet. She'll tuck them away in her little tote bag, and then she'll go over to Nulra and just give her a little squeeze in the shoulder to wake her up.
Nola's kind of go, yeah, get her, Richmond. And then she's gonna wake up and just see like Mooney. Are you looming over me, Mooney?
Oh yeah.
That's gonna give her a bit of a fright. So she's gonna go ah, but then she realized that Diara is still asleep, so she's gonna go ah instead.
It's morning. It's time to wake up.
Do we have to?
I mean, it's the right thing to do. I mean, it's morning. You don't want to get up and enjoy the day.
I kind of got the shit battered out of me yesterday, Mooney, and I'd really like to maybe stay in bed for a bit longer.
Oh, no, that's right. Hey, do you want me to go and maybe bring you some breakfast? I was going to go down and see if Miss Sapris had any breakfast ready for,
You
for
just
the
hear
little badger.
a yawn. Yes, Mooney. Crumpets with a little warm butter would be quite nice. And if you've got any more of that jam, none of that.
Oh, okay.
What does
Um,
Nolra hear when he's speaking?
I don't know. Whatever noises badgers make. I don't know.
What noise do badgersmake.com?
Yeah, that's not a resource. It should be. Okay. Clearly, I need it.
Well, Nolra would have been very excited at the prospect of breakfast in bed, but upon hearing those like screeches coming from Mooney's bed, she's going to immediately sit up and say, "What's that?" and point at her bed. "What's in there? What did you bring up? Is it dangerous, Mooney? What did you bring up this time?"
No, it's not dangerous. It's not like last time. It's not like the wee weasels. It's the badger. Did you not meet the badger yesterday?
The badger.
Aye.
The badger.
I've got
Where
wee-
was he? In your bag? You put a lot of things in your bag, Mooney. I
do.
don't like looking in there. The last time I looked in there,
bag.
I'll never forget it.
No.
It's etched into my brain, so I don't go
No.
near your bag.
He wasn't in my bag. He was in my bed.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's your business, so I don't go rooting around your bed. I
No.
mean, whoever you want to bring in there, that's okay with me, but a badger?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he's absolutely grand. You met him yesterday. Do you not remember?
What's his name?
I don't know yet. I was going to ask him that yesterday, but he fell asleep, wee baby. I think the festival just kind of knackered him out a wee bit.
And
Mm.
is he
Indeed.
dangerous? Can I go over? Can Laura get out and just have a little peek under the covers?
Sitting on, as you kind of throw your legs out of the bed, yeah, your whole body throbs, like there's just a throb of pain through you, and you plant your feet on the ground, and the cold kind of wakes you up a little bit, just as the flat of your feet touch the cold timber floorboards. It's kind of scooting over and leaning over the headboard of Mooney's bed. They're kind of half set up on his fat grey, white and black butt. You see a rather small, stout badger. Like badgers are normally bigger than this, but this thing looks to be about the size of a large cat.
Oh. Okay, that's gonna really get to know her, like the cuteness of this whole situation. Any worries that she had about rabies or rabid animals or danger is just gone immediately. Even though she feels like crap,
Mooney
this has just made her so happy.
Mooney.
Yeah.
Mooney,
Yeah.
Could you ask this one to maybe perhaps brush her teeth?
Oh, that's not very nice. That's a little bit rude. I mean, it is the morning at the end of the day. It's actually not the end of the day. It's the start of the day.
I just mean in general. I don't think it's ever used a brush, teeth, hair, body.
Oh, are you talking to me? Oh, he's so cute, Mooney. And Nolra's going to get right in there. Like, she's going to go closer and start scratching his head. Oh, you're talking to me, Mooney. How cute. Look, it's talking to me.
He's gonna roll for Constitution.
You're such an asshole.
Why is he rolling for Constitution?
Nolra flosses. That's canon. So I don't think he has to roll for Constitution.
You floss. No, you're only flossing Deirdre's tooth. You're not flossing any of the others. Yeah, he lets out a few kind of squeaks and chirps at you, and then just kind of looking up at you, Mooney. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to continue reading my book. If you wouldn't mind, I'll have my breakfast in the study.
Of course. Did you enjoy the book that I bought you yesterday?
It was entertaining.
I've not read that one, to be honest, so it was highly recommended, so I do hope that you enjoyed it.
Oh, well, I did.
Oh, good. All right, so I'll go and get you crumpets, and
He
Nolra's
hops-
going to be kneeling and just staring at the two of them, kind of going, Mooney, is he talking to you right now?
He is.
Is he talking to you? Any worry that Nora has about Mooney's mental state is now overtaken by the thoughts of crumpets, so she is going to
Wow.
agree. Immediately agree. Yes, please. Come on, friend. Will we have crumpets together? And she's going to scritch his little head again.
Uh, Just make sure. Well, yeah, okay. And the badger hops off the bed and then looks up at you, Mooney. Then looks at Nulra, and then saunters out of the room towards the door. And he does that thing where cats and dogs kind of tend to scratch at the door, and he's just trying to get his little paws around the edge of it, and he kind of just slowly eaches it open just enough, and he squeezes his little snout through, and then with the rest of his frame and his fat butt, he just kind of opens the door, and he saunters out of the room quite proud of himself.
Is Diara still asleep?
She hasn't been asleep this whole time. She's been awake all night crying.
Oh.
Oh.
Pray
like,
tell
obviously crying?
why.
because of what happened with Eric. But like,
Oh.
like just silently
Sobbing into her pillow.
sobbing into her pillow like the little emo that she is.
Oh, baby.
Does
Oh, we love it.
poor sad Diara? Like, is it obvious that you're upset, or are you pretending to be asleep?
I mean, my eyes are red anyway, so I don't think you could tell.
Okay, Nora's gonna grab the tooth from her bedside locker, and she's gonna like creep over to Diara's bed, and she's just gonna, assuming that Diara is facing away from her, she's gonna just hold the tooth, like she's gonna put it in front of Diara's face and say, "Hello, Diara. I am Deirdre's tooth. Look how gross I am."
I'm just gonna pull the covers up over my head.
She was so positive that would have worked.
Oh. And then he's
I
gonna
mean,
sit.
why wouldn't it?
It would work on Eilish, not on Diara.
And then he's gonna sit on the edge of Diara's bed. Be like, "Hello, Diara. You alright?"
I'm fine.
Are you
Diara,
sure?
look what Mooney brought to bed. Come here, wake up. Look, he's gone out the door. We have to go see him. Come on.
I heard it's a badger.
Here's a wee badger.
A badger
And Nora has a tooth.
and a tooth.
I've got all the good things this morning. I've got teeth and animals.
Yeah,
It's all you need in life.
everybody's got something.
I always thought Eric was a bit of a loser, Diara.
Well, can't even get the losers.
You don't need him. What about that hot elf? I'll share him.
Which
Shouting in through the wall, you just hear Umbra go, "You gotta get through me."
what? hot elf?
The
Who's
hot elf.
this?
Did you not see him in the crowd, Mooney? Oh, he's some foreigner and he thinks he's real cool, but I mean,
Oh, hi. Wasn't that the person that Umbra was sitting beside yesterday?
yeah.
Yes.
I think Umbra thinks he's in there, but I know I saw him looking at me.
Oh,
You know,
hi.
like the look. Yeah. So I think I got a good chance.
Well, why don't we go and look for him and just ask him which he prefers?
You guys should do that.
Nola's gonna kind of just look at herself and then think about how gorgeous her brother is, and then say, maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna make the crumpets. Diara, you sure you don't want me to bring you anything up?
I'm good.
Okay.
Nola's gonna lean over and just give like Dara a little squeeze and say, "We love you, sis, and we're here if you need to talk. And by the way, that song yesterday, well done. That was really nice."
It was absolutely beautiful.
Thanks.
Minnie's gonna pat with her big, massive fur bulk hand, just
So comforting.
You broke 2 ribs.
Yeah, Nora's gonna leave the room and she's gonna knock on the boy's door with Deirdre's tooth in her hand and say, "Regiment, the tooth fairy's here."
And he's still going to be asleep, so he's going to... And then we go, what? What? You don't still believe in that, do you?
Wait till you see what I have.
What?
I'm gonna barge into the room, waving the tooth. Hey, look, you knocked it right out of her pop face.
Class, give us a look, give us a look, give us a look.
I'll give the tooth to Regiment.
It's definitely a good one. I will roll for which tooth.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Okay, I rolled a nat 1, so you knocked out one of her front teeth.
Okay, Regiment. Anytime we see her Deirdre now, we have to whistle at her, okay?
Every time. What tune? We should have a tune. Is there a tune that we have? Like, there should be a good whistling tune that needs to. We need to follow her around with it, like. This is class. Do you think we could get this into like a necklace or a ring?
think
or
so,
that would be
yeah.
something- Yeah.
And
all right.
she's gonna just sit there on the side of his bed, and even though this takes a lot for her to say, she's gonna put a hand on Regiment's shoulder and say, "Fair play to you. I really didn't think you had it in you, but you beat the crap out of me, brother. So well done."
Yeah. No, to be fair, neither did I, and I have been practicing. But you should keep this as a reminder of that time you lost. And he'll hand the tooth back.
Nora will graciously take back the tooth and follow Mooney down the stairs. Get up, you lazy fuckers.
Can Regiment kind of get dressed and ready, and assuming he kind of walks out of the room around the same time as Diarra, would that be okay? Nope. Okay, he's gonna walk downstairs and go for crumpets because he smells them.
Okay. So Regiment, Nolra, and Mooney, you're heading down to the kitchen towards Mrs. Sapras. Umbra, have you stirred from the bed? Were you waiting for the mess that is Nolra and Regiment to have left the room?
Yeah, no, the entire time that conversation was going on, Umber was like tying back his hair and also searching around the room for what smelled like puke and caramel. And
Give me a perception check.
It's in your hair.
I don't know when that's gonna show up for y'all, but that's a 12.
That's a 12. Yeah, that's a 12. It's mostly in Regiment's bed. Like there's like a little puddle of it. It's mostly drool, to be fair. It's not just sick. It's mostly drool.
Umber like takes whatever discarded clothes he's got and has and lashes them all into the middle of the bed, takes up the sheets, ties it in a bindle, chucks it out the window, and walks downstairs.
Okay. And Diarra, are you gonna stay in bed?
Yeah.
Okay. As the four of you head downstairs, you find the house, with the exception of the racket coming from the kitchen, you find the house pretty quiet. And as Mooney, as you step in into the kitchen first, you do see Mrs. Sapras standing over the stove, and there's a rather pungent odor of like vinegar and tea, just sort of wafting, and there's like kind of there's plumes of steam coming up over, and she has what looks like a cloth or a towel over her head over this huge pot that's boiling.
Are you not feeling well, Mrs. Sapras?
No, it's just something small. It's just I think I picked something up from the festival. All those people, I'm just not feeling the best.
That's not good. Do you want me to do anything for you?
Well, I'm assuming the others are up. Is Diarra out of the bed? I had to get the children this morning, and
Not yet. No, she's not feeling very well herself now,
oh,
unfortunately.
the poor dear. I mean, it's not like there's 50 years between us, and I've got to suffer old age or anything. Is she unwell, Mooney? Is that what you're saying? Is she unwell?
I think she's just a wee bit sad today. It's
Great, she'll
all.
get over that. She'll go
No.
upstairs and get her downstairs. She's got the children to bring into school, and I can't. Mr. Sapras isn't well either, and I'm going to need you, Mooney, to go down to that war woman, although I'd much, much prefer the honour myself with my sash. And she turns around from the stove, and yeah, you do see she's wearing the sash from yesterday. I'd like to flaunt this in her face, but that'll have to wait. So you'll need to collect the feed so you can get Diara out of bed. I've oats for everybody. There's nice heaps of porridge there for everybody, and if you could do so quietly as well. I think Miss Hilaria, I think she's picked up whatever else everybody else is coming down with.
Why? She wasn't feeling very well last night either. I had to take her home
No,
early
the
from the
poor pet.
festival.
She looked. Now Mooney, I didn't say this, but she looked a state.
Oh, she didn't look a state. She just looked a wee
Ah.
bit unwell.
Mooney. Oh, bless you. Bless you. You're a kind-hearted girl.
Okay. So I'll go and get Diara. I don't suppose you've got any crumpets or anything right now.
You just hear kind of a. No, I didn't exactly have the opportunity this morning to make fresh crumpets, though you'll find some of yesterday's, provided that Regiment didn't snag any. So they're in the back room. You can help yourself if you get a few of those. And she's now kind of gesturing from under the towel, kind of towards you. If you get me a few of those, I can pop them up on the stove here, and I can toast them.
All right. Okay. Minnie's going to do that. She's going to go and find these leftover crumpets and put them on the stove.
Regiment, Nulra, and Umbra, you come into the kitchen to see. Well, you can hear Mooney talking to Mrs. Sapras, and then you just catch Mooney heading into the back room, the storeroom. You see Mrs. Sapras with a towel thrown over her head, nestled into the bucket, or into a pot, sorry, and you see at the table Warner and Essie sitting there just slurping from their spoons as they slowly try and eat porridge sludge.
Regiment is going to turn to the two little ones and be like, "Where are the other three shites?"
Warner looks at Essie. Essie looks at Warner. They got adopted, did.
And Regiment's face will drop and he won't say anything else.
Everybody in the kitchen, give me a perception check.
Am I in the kitchen or I'm in the back
You'd
room?
be a little too far up because they're whispering. It's just Essie's going to whisper something to Warner. I just want to see if Nulra, Regiment, and
I got a 10.
okay.
I got a 3.
Okay, so you definitely don't hear it, Regiment.
We'll never know.
Is I in there?
Yeah, you're in there. You came down. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's 17.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo!
So Regiment, you kind of just awkwardly kind of move because you hear Mooney in the back storeroom. So you're heading. It was like, oh, that's where the crumpets are. So you're heading back that way because it's like it's awkward enough in here now. And Nulra, you hear the kids whisper something to each other, but you can't quite make out what it is. And Umbra, you just hear Essie saying to Warner that Regiment's going to be very sad today. So be nice to him.
Oh.
Umbra walks by and thumps Regiment in the shoulder and says, if everyone's coming down with something, I might see if it is if it's an idea to go and pick some herbs or something and do some and make some medicine. If you want to join, if we all want to go on a walk, how does that sound? And he like turns to the kids and ruffles their hair.
Just from under the towel and echoing, like there's like a reverberation from the pot. That sounds like an absolutely wonderful idea if you all didn't have jobs and the children didn't have to go to school today.
Because
Oh.
she's under the towel and can't see, Umbra like makes a little mocking gesture to the kids.
Even the lure of crumpets wouldn't have brought Nora away if she saw like the state that Mrs. Sapras is in. So she's gonna go over and just kind of rub her on the back and say, "Mrs. Sapras, is there anything?" We can
Thank God you
do.
said something like, "Oh, Regiment, your hands are so soft."
They are.
Oh, okay, Mr. Stonemason man, whatever that is. We haven't figured it out yet.
Mason jars, Fiona.
Mason jars, with the lids on them.
Yeah, but Regin can't get the lids off.
You know, my soft hands.
So, oh Nora, you're so kind. You're so kind. No. I just don't make any fuss now out of me at all. Sure, I've only got the whole house to clean and meals to prepare for everybody, but I'll be grand. I'll soldier on, dear. Don't you worry. You pop off there now. You've got a day of just watching the town, I suppose.
I heard Mrs. Sapras, and like this is like in all sincerity, she's saying this. If you shove a clove of garlic up your nose, that can help. Do you want me to get you a clove of garlic and put it up your nose?
She peeks out from under the towel. Miss Nora, the last time you told us to do that, we spent 8 hours trying to fish with one of Mr. Sapras's hook a bulb of garlic out of Regiment.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna
Say it.
No.
Say it.
PG-13. She didn't say where it was getting fished out of. So. Obviously read the instructions wrong. And that was an entire bulb.
Never been the same.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just hasn't been the same since. Like,
But a vampire has never attacked him.
Attacked his bum.
Yeah, attacked is one way of putting it.
No, if you're sure, Mrs. Sapras, but just can you?
No,
maybe...
I am. If you could just, take the small ones out of the house so I can get started on the cleanup, and I'll check in on Miss Hilaria. Don't you worry about that now as well. I'll just add that to the list of things I have to do.
Normally Nora detests taking care of the children, but she really feels for Mrs. Sapras, so she's going to turn around and do, come on, finish your porridge, let's go. School time, learning, school, come on, it's fun, let's go. Diara, are you up yet? Diara!
Yeah, Diara, you hear your name being kind of faintly shouted from downstairs.
Pleadingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna sigh and resentfully get up.
As you're heading downstairs, give me a perception check.
I was waiting for it. Several hours later. 5.
Wow.
You hear a door close here on the first floor of the house. But when you turn around to see which one it was or where the sound came from, you don't see anybody. It was most likely a draft.
She's just gonna look over her shoulder and then kind of roll her eyes and shake her head and walk downstairs.
And you come upon the mess that is Nulra trying to wrestle the children to eat their porridge faster, Regiment with a mouthful of scones, Umbra making a list of herbs and mushrooms that he knows can be used for healing, and Mrs. Sapras trying to teach Mooney how to toast crumpets on the flat top stove while under a towel with her head in a pot. Just an average morning in the Red Orchard.
Are the kids finished their breakfast?
Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
There's a little more oats on the table than there normally would be, and there's a little bit on Nulra, but yeah, they have both Essie and Warner have finished their.
I'm just gonna slump over to the corner where their school bags are, pick them up, and just hold them out to them without saying anything.
Essie takes her bag, and Warner takes his, and then Essie goes to take your hand in her hand.
I take it. Anyone
Um,
else coming?
Yeah, I'll come.
Minnie has like a little tray with the toasted scones and maybe like a little dish of jam and butter. I'm just gonna go and give this to my wee friend. I'll catch up in a wee second. Is that okay?
The Irish just going to nod.
Minnie
I'll
nods
take-
sadly too.
Regiment will take the vacant hand of the other child.
Oh.
I was like, mine?
Fuck no.
The fuck away from me.
Seeing Diara come down and like take charge has made Nora happy. So, is there anything left over from Regiment scavenging of breakfast that she can take, or is
Yeah,
everything
there
empty?
was a quite a few crumpets and stuff like that available, and there's bread, and again there's cheese and stuff. Like normally, Mrs. Sappers has a bit of a feed on, but she's somewhat consumed, possibly with the consumption. So
Oh, God.
no, she's fine.
Dirty.
She's fine. Don't you worry.
Dirty.
Don't you worry. She's fine.
Okay, so Nora's gonna take a crumpet in her gob and put a few scones and stuff into her pockets and go to head out the door and just lean over and give Mrs. Sappers a little kiss on the cheek and say, please, for once, just take it easy for today, Mrs. Sappers.
Well, you know me, Nora. I am all about that easy living.
Did you do that in my face?
No, she's that right into the pot.
In his
Um,
head, Umbra is like, why kiss her? Why would you do that? That's so unhygienic. This is
Oh my god, your cat is judging me as well.
So, Regiment Diara, you have Essie and Warner. You're holding their hands and you're heading down the road to the village. Umbra, are you following suit, or are you waiting for Mooney and Nulra? I'm assuming you're heading out the door now at this point as
Yeah.
well.
I guess it kind of depends on how absorbed Mooney is. He might even just be like, "Hey Mooney, you plan on this being kind of your day, or do you got other stuff going on?"
Oh no, we've got a few things to do. Mrs. Sappers asked us to go down to the wall shop and pick up some animal feed. So I'm thinking we
Right.
could do that as we leave the children to school.
Okay, yeah, well, okay, well, once you serve breakfast to the badger, I'm so sorry. What's his name?
I don't know yet. I haven't really had the opportunity to ask him. I don't even think he knows my name yet, to be honest.
Could
Maybe
you
I'll
not
ask
just
him
name
now.
him?
Oh, I can't really name him. I'm sure he's got his own name. Should we go and
Okay.
ask him now? Do you want to come?
I will. Umbra blanks on an excuse and is like, "Yeah, I will."
Aye. And then we can go catch up with the others. Okay, I think he's in the study. So let's go to the study.
You head up onto the first floor carrying your tray of crumpets with a small little pot of butter, jam, even though he explicitly asked for no jam.
It's a proper jam. It's
Okay,
strawberry.
that's okay. That he might get the stomach that. And he's very delicate. He's a delicate little digestive system on him.
I've got a sneaking suspicion, Declan. You don't have to confirm or deny it, and I'm sorry for cutting across you, but I think this badger is 100% modeled after you. I think this is a self-insert, and you don't have to confirm or deny it. But that's my theory, and I wanted to float that.
Anyway, Mooney, you head up to the first floor, and inside you see this gorgeous badger. Reading encyclopedias for fun. No, you head upstairs, and Umbra, you kind of follow behind. And when you head into the study, Mooney, the door is closed. The door to the study was closed, and you have to kind of like nudge it with your elbow, but the handle pops down, and you slide in, and you see that the door adjoining the study, the door that leads into Alaria's room, is open.
Oh,
You don't see the badger in the study.
hello, Ilaria, Mr. Badger. I've brought breakfast.
Umbra and Mooney, give me perception checks.
5.
This stream now comes with sound effects.
Yes. Sorry.
Was it perception?
Yes, please. Yeah.
11.
21.
Mooney, you're looking under chairs, you're looking under cushions, you're looking under blankets, you're checking the bookshelves, you're even looking up the chimney of the fireplace. Umbra, you go over to the open door, and you see into Ilaria's room. It's it's quite dark. The curtains have been drawn, and you see. You can just see kind of in the center of the room Ilaria's bed, and there are cloths kind of draped up over it. It's quite a grand. It's the one thing of hers that has a sort of an air of splendor about it. Everything else, I mean, the furniture is well taken care of, but everything else is fairly rudimentary in the room. There's not a lot of flash in here, but on her bed you see something moving, and perched on top of the blankets, you hear a low rumbling growl.
He's going to gesture to Mooney, but not take his eyes off the inside of the room, and is going to cast light.
Just one hand kind of waving at Mooney, and Mooney, you turn because you can just see kind of Umbra's arm flailing at the doorway, and then at the same time you just see kind of like a warm yellow light, kind of iridescent, just blink from Umbra's other hand and just drift slowly into the room. And Ilaria's room is it's again, it's quite big, but again, it's relatively simple in decoration, with the exception of the bed and one or two bits and pieces of furniture. There's a wardrobe at the end against one wall, a table with kind of a wash bowl and jug, some towels on it. But you now see with light in the room, you can hear the growling, and you can see a form under blankets, but on top of them, a spike of fur rolled up on the blankets. You see a grey, black, and white badger, in what looks to be almost like an attack position. It looks up when it sees the light and hops off the bed, and then scurries towards the door.
Umbra's going to lock eyes with Mooney and not say anything, just hold her gaze for a little while.
I'm assuming, just how cinematically I have that in my head, that Umbra would have saw the badger in the attack position, and by the time Mooney got to the door, it had already scurried off, so she wouldn't have seen that.
Mhm.
Alright, sorry, I have a frame. So Mooney's just gonna watch the little badger scurry off and then look back at Umbra, just a little bit clueless.
He thinks twice on it and says, maybe just keep an eye on that. I'm just gonna peek in on Ilaria very quickly.
Was he sleeping on her bed? That was a wee bit rude.
No, he wasn't sleeping.
Just being a wee bit nosy, I bet. He's got a wee taste for the finer things, I bet.
Very conspiratorially, feeling a little bit silly because it is a badger, but still very conspiratorially, just kind of leans in and says, I don't know. It looked like he was kind of making to attack her. I'm not the animal person you are, but just
No. Well,
I mean,
badgers can be a
badgers are.
little bit ferocious, but no, I'm sure he wasn't.
Okay, well, ask him. I'll check.
Okay.
You go.
She's
Go
gonna look
ask.
back at the tray and back where the badger came from and just scurry after him.
And Umbral, just go in, peek on Alari. He's not even going to try to disturb her. He's going to try and sneak in, just peek in at her.
Give me like you're trying to do this without waking her, kind of a thing. Give me just a stealth check with advantage, just because you're not trying to go in and rob anything, and Illyria's room and stuff like that. Kind of what floorboards will grow and stuff like that. So I'll give you advantage.
5. Sorry,
A 5.
25.
25. I was like 5. Okay, great.
No.
You knock over the table. On a 25, you slip into the room, and just getting close enough to the bed. You're not going right up to the edge of it, but just getting kind of close enough to the bed and kind of standing up on your tippy toes. You can see Ilaria. You can just kind of see her hair draped across a pillow. Her head is kind of she's facing the other wall. She's facing that wall with the wardrobe kind of against it and stuff like that. And she's groaning. You see that there is a profuse, with the light kind of still kind of glowing overhead. She appears to be dripping in sweat. Like the sheets, the blankets themselves look to be soaked through. She groans and she turns. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Panicking here. Hang on 1 second. There we go. 16.
Nothing happens. She turns and she kind of, her eyes open for a moment, and she groans and she whispers and she speaks, but it's all kind of garbled. But you just hear, "Sisters, please wait." And then she tosses and turns some more. It's as if she's having a fever dream or something.
He is going to very quick kind of take a beat in her temperature. Maybe actually no, he'll try and wake her. He's not going to leave her in the middle of a nightmare. He'll try and shake her very gently.
Give me a medicine check, I suppose. I know you want to just kind of nudge her awake and stuff like that, but we'll see if you can do it without,
Strength check.
you grab her.
Cannot. 7.
You again kind of placing a hand on her shoulder. The nightdress that she's wearing, it's soaked straight through, and her skin, though she's dripping in sweat, she feels cold. Like she feels like ice to the touch. And as you kind of shake her a little bit, she groans and she winces a little bit in pain. And at that moment, the door opens and there's a kind of a crack of light as the door out into the hallway opens, and you see standing there with a bowl of steaming water, Mrs. Sapras, who kind of looks at you and just mouths, "Out."
Walks over to Mrs. Sapras and tries to keep a bit of a distance from her, but just says, I think she might need some fresh sheets. She's sweating clean through those.
I'm well aware I did the same thing myself, and Mr. Sapras, I'll take care of her. You go get your healing herbs.
Yeah.
See if Mrs. Garrick has anything. She was a deft hand to that now.
Yeah. And watch that badger, okay? Watch the badger. I'm not at liberty to say more.
And she goes to put a hand up to your forehead, just to take your temperature. I will, I suppose.
Keep an eye on the badger. It was in on top of her, and that's
Oh,
not
oh.
good for her. She's sick.
Yeah, of course. Right, no, and she's now kind of scooting you out the door with her hip a little bit. She's kind of like nudging you a little bit out the door.
Okay. I'll see you later, Miss Sampras.
She kind of closes the door kind of softly behind her. Mooney, inside the room, you kind of now bundled up on an armchair next to the fireplace with an open book. Kind of he just looks up at you. Oh yes. Breakfast. I heard some groaning coming from the room. I just wanted to check to see would it. I
Of
was a little
course.
alarmed by it. It was quite a mysterious sound, and you know what
No,
they
of
say.
course.
Curiosity got the badger.
No, she's not feeling very well, so
Hmm.
it might be good to keep a wee bit away from her just in case it's contagious. But
Oh,
no, I
very good
appreciate
point. Very
that.
good point.
I did brought you some crumpets, and I
Hmm.
know you said not to bring any jam, but I brought some strawberry jam. I think that might be a wee bit of an improvement.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm
Okay.
sure it is. And he kind of like he scoots a little bit over to the edge of the cushion, and he kind of like sniffs at the tray on the table. Oh yes, it's quite tart. That'll be quite nice. I think that'll go quite well with the crumpets.
Of course.
You may leave, Mooney. I have several more chapters to read.
Of course.
Um,
We're going into town to get some feed for the other animals and maybe get some medicine for everyone here. Do you want me to bring you back anything?
oh, how noble of you. Um, I don't suppose that hole in the wall they call that shop would happen to sell clay pipes by any chance.
Um, I don't know if I'd have the money
Uh,
if they did. I was thinking maybe something that cost, I don't know, maybe a copper, something like that.
I
Like a wee
see.
handful of grains or anything.
And his jaw opens a little bit, like, how do we go from clay pipe to grain? No, you save those coppers, Mooney. You save them all up, and then you'll be able to buy me a clay pipe.
Okay. Oh, I'll keep a wee eye out for them and we'll try and be back soon. All right?
And
Are
he
you
kind
sure you don't want to come with us? It'll get you out of the house.
well,
You will.
oh, twist my left paw, then why don't you, Mooney? All right, okay. Since the previous sojourn in that little knapsack of yours was quite comfortable, why not? Why not? I think yes.
You could bring the book.
No,
Alright.
I don't like to read when I travel. It upsets my stomach a little bit. Do feel free to pack some of those delightful crumpets up, though. They'd be quite nice, I think.
She just gets the tray and just opens up her tote bag and just.
Oh, that's my worst nightmare. Crumbs everywhere. Ugh.
It's like a Nutri-Grain bar.
Perhaps I think, Mooney, today it's good to use my own limbs for walking.
Okay.
I might just, yeah. I think the old dogs could do with a bit of an airing out. So yeah.
All right.
Rest assured, though, that if I do get tired, I will let you know.
Of course. It's a wee bit wet outside today, so
Oh,
just keep that in mind. So shall we
Well,
go?
yeah.
Let's go.
Of course. I just one thing, Mooney.
Of course.
While I appreciate the simplicity of just calling me the Badger, between yourself and I, obviously don't let the others know because I like my privacy. But I feel some sort of kinship between you and I. You can call me Brassica Rappa.
Brassica.
Mm.
Parappa the Rapper.
The third.
The third. Okay. Brassica Rappa.
Hmm.
Did I say that right?
Like a songbird, Mooney.
That's That's really fancy. You're very fancy, Badger.
I'm a fancy badger about to thread through the muck. Here we go.
Okay.
And he's just, and he saunters out the door, casting one look over his shoulder as he does.
Right, Minnie follows. She puts her shoes on, wraps herself up in her little shawl, and then she goes to meet up with the others.
Umbra and Mooney and Brassica Rappa, following rather slowly behind the rest of you, saunters on down the road while Mooney and Umbra catch up with the rest of you. You head into the village, and most of the decorations are still up. A few have been kind of blown down, kind of caught up around pipe of a chimney or battering against a wall and stuff like that. But like the long tables and stuff, and most of the stalls came down yesterday after the fair. But there's still a few smatterings of the larger tables from the tavern still out and about. The village is deathly quiet. You don't see anyone about. And Diara, standing in the doorway of the schoolhouse, which doubles up as the town hall, you see Maester Richter, and he has in one hand he just seems to be holding a bunch of cloth. And as you round the western road down into the village, the town hall or schoolhouse is one of the first buildings you come across. As you draw nearer to him, he kind of just holds out a hand. That's quite enough. It's quite that's quite. I'm assuming both Essie and Warren have had their baths and whatnot, and they're healthy.
They're fine.
Okay. He looks at the rest of you up and down. Okay, you all seem to be of good health this morning. That's fine. Essie Warner, you are of course welcome to class. He's just kind of, as they kind of approach, he kind of just takes kind of just a larger step away from them. Go in and find a table, one close to the back of the room, I think, and do sit apart this morning. It's best that we keep a bit of a distance from everybody. There seems to be a thing going around the village after the festival.
This is too true to life. I'm getting really uncomfortable.
What you need?
No. In normal schools, they just cram them together and they don't have to wear masks. No, it's fine.
What you need is good ventilation.
And a HEPA meter.
Yeah, just open a window there, Warner, and you'll be grand.
Warner kind of looks up at you, Redmond, and is just like pulling his coat kind of closer around him. He's like, "Okay, we'll do." And they head inside. As the group of you are kind of standing around, there's a whistling sound coming from the
Deirdre?
west.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
No, an actual whistle.
Oh.
A whistle. And
Come on, Jack, and give us this one.
as you turn around, Nulra kind of waving a bow over her head. You see Katie. I did it. I did it.
You really did it?
Oh, I stayed up all night and I had to drink my way through the evening, but I did it. Oh, I had
You
a
drank?
whiskey.
Katie, you drank when you were doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, Katie. Really?
Well, you see,
Oh.
I was thinking, Laura. I was thinking. You asked me, and I was already a little bit sauced. So I thought I had
Nora's going to be running towards her to see. Is she holding something?
Oh, she's waving an arrow, like she's waving kind of an arrow. I just had an idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
what did you do?
you know the way last night you were saying that Umbra is a weak streak of piss.
That's not really how I put it, Katie. But okay, go on.
Well, I forgive me. I 5 words.
Oh, Katie, what did you do with it?
Well,
Where
come
is
here,
it?
just come here. Come into the shop. I'll show you. Come here. Oh no,
Nora's
your
gonna,
arms. Your arms are so big. Your arms are like me. Like they're like one me.
Oh my god, it's too early for this, Katie. Are you serious? Were you
Oh,
drinking all night?
What was I supposed to do? You asked me, and I was drunk, and I was afraid that if I got sober, then I'd make a bad whip.
Katie, you're an
Bad.
apprentice. You're
You're
meant to be
what?
getting better at these things.
Yeah, but this is my method.
Oh, please don't tell me you broke it. Come on.
Well, it was already broken, and I just had to take 2 pieces of it, and I just went, boop, and I broke it. Well, I
Laura's gonna
think
barge in and just like start looking. Where is it, Katie? Where is it?
Stop! You're making a racket. You're making a racket. Oh, you're making a
She's
racket.
gonna get like, is there a bit of metal there? She's gonna bang it off the anvil and be like, "Come on, where is it?"
That's on the table. Oh, you're so mean to me, Nora, and I agreed to do this for free because you knocked out Deirdre's tooth, and that was you give me the tooth though. That was
No, oh no, I would never have said that, Katie. No, there's no
I want
tooth.
the tooth. I want the
I
tooth.
don't have the tooth. I lost it. Sorry.
You're a liar.
I lost it. I lost it.
Well, I lost piss streaks both. So what's it gonna be?
I don't have the tooth.
I don't have the piss streak.
Katie. Okay, and like, is she very obviously still soft?
Oh yeah, she's back and forth against things, and she occasionally she knocks into a stand, and like things fall over, and yeah, you do see lots and lots of like glasses half full of wine around the place.
Okay.
There's also a bucket of wine.
Nora's gonna like scoop out a handful of the scones from her pocket and say, "I didn't say I'd give you the tooth, Katie. Think back. I said I'd give you scones, not the tooth. I know they sound very similar. Scones." And she's gonna offer like
Goons.
the pile of scones to her.
Give me a deception check, please.
I don't think I'm very good at that. Let's see.
If it makes you feel better, you have to just beat my crappy roll.
Unnatural 20.
Oh god damn it!
Keep that tooth.
You're right, yes. God, the teeth do sound familiar. Okay, well, I made the weapon, and give me the and she just face plants into your open hands and just starts like eating the stones. No,
well, she doesn't want to drop her on the floor, so Nora's gonna keep the hands there.
Sustenance.
Carbs.
It's like an animal eating from a trough.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a well-matched pair.
It was like a horse eating an apple from your hand.
Okay, Katie, so please, like, what did you do to the bow?
I made a bow for Funbra. I made it, and it's over there. Look at it.
Nora's gonna look. Where is she gesturing? Everywhere.
It's just there, and you turn around, and there is on a table, under. Well, I say under a cloth. It's on the cloth. So she tried to do a dramatic reveal, but she put the bow on the cloth, not the other way around. And there you see the bow. It's been repaired. There's a little bit of damage that was on it, but she seems to have affixed a metal plate to it. That's good. It's good. It's the bow, but it's also a shield. It's a bow shield.
It's a shabo.
It's a shield bow.
Nora's gonna like immediately begin testing this thing out just to see like how it feels. Like,
Oh, don't shoot! I'll give you all my money. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I give. Go shoot. No, don't shoot. And she's got like Katie's face is just covered in like butter and like crumpets. Like I said.
Does it feel like? How does it feel in Nora's hand? Like
it's heavy.
Okay.
It's heavy. It feels good. Like, but the metal plate on the front of it is adding a little bit more to it. And this is the close quarters bow designed by @bonus_action. Just from a mechanics point of view, I'll give you a quick rundown through it. But Umbra, I'll send this on to you so you have it. It's the Ranger's Defense. When you have this bow equipped in 2 hands, the small metal shield grants you a +1 to your AC. As an action, you can bash the shield on this bow into an enemy, make a melee attack roll. You use your strike modifier for this attack, and on a successful attack, you deal 1d4 piercing damage.
Ooh.
However, I rolled for this bow, and I rolled for Katie. So it comes with a little, you know, a
Give her the
little.
tooth. Give her the goddamn tooth.
Don't look at my
So-
tooth.
On a crit, it will break.
Hmm.
On
Cool.
a 1 or a 20.
Okay.
But on a 20, it's repairable. On a 1, it's fucked.
Oh,
That's fair.
no.
Okay.
Okay. After
I'm
walking
made
in
of
and,
power.
and seeing this mess, like Nola has never seen anything like this before, but when she picks
Oh,
it
the
up,
workshop is
realizes,
in bits. The workshop is literally... There's a little puddle of sick in one corner as well. Hair of the dog.
oh. But upon like picking it up and kind of testing the string and feeling the weight of it and realizing that it actually is functional and does look kind of cool, and she does appreciate the shield aspect of it in that it does add a little bit more protection, so that is good for her to know that Umbra will have that. So she's gonna have just kind of a little smile on her face and turn back around to Katie and say, wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Maybe alcoholism is your calling. Keep it up.
Ah,
Yeah, keep it up. Well done. Enjoy those scones. I'm just gonna slap her on the shoulder and like leg it out. She doesn't want to be in there anymore. She's getting drunk off the fumes.
yeah, they're quite pungent fumes off of her.
And she's
Um,
just gonna examine the bow. And is there like anywhere nearby the copper anvil? Like, is there kind of like a bit of a secluded area?
there's a small little kind of practice. There's with kind of things set up so that you could take a pop shot at something if you wanted.
Okay. Well, she'll sit down and she's just gonna take a little while. She's gonna take out her knife and she's gonna try. Like I said to Declan when we were discussing this, I was like, I don't know how artistically talented Nora is if I have to roll, but he gave me the freebie. Thanks,
Mm.
Declan.
You all get one freebie in this game. And this is what Fiona decided to use her freebie on.
So based on like Nora's tattoos and all, and just to make it a bit more personal, Umbra's tattoos, Nora's going to attempt to carve or into the bow a moon, like a crescent moon into it
Cute.
Oh.
before she gives it to him. So she'll be spending the next little while doing that and probably like stabbing her fingers and everything in between. But
Nice.
Okay. Redmond, are you heading to work or what are you doing?
What is it, a working day?
Yes, yeah.
or-
Traditional oldie working day.
He's feeling a bit sad. So he might call in sick. How many sick days does he get a year?
We have yet to unionize the mason jar industry here. So none. You get none sick days. No, you can. You can go and you can give your apologies to Agrid if you wish. Or
Yeah,
Arya, sorry,
yeah. And he'll tell the truth. So he might walk towards the mason jarry,
Okay.
and he'll go to Agrid and just kind of explain, be like, listen, I had a rough fight yesterday. I won. I'm the best, but some of the kids have been adopted, which is great for them, but I'm just feeling like I might not be the most of use around the place today. Is it okay if I take it off?
As you come in, you do see that Ariad was also in the fight yesterday. Your sister beat the living shit out of him, if you remember.
Correct. I did, yes.
Give me a persuasion check.
sorry, Regiment.
No worries. That's a solid 15.
Okay.
Mm.
He looks you up and down. You know what? Fine. Look, everybody seems to be coming down with something. So, yeah, sure. Yeah, just
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'll work late for a few nights. I have no problem doing that. I just need to reset myself today. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and I believe that. Yeah.
The shade.
Okay, so Regiment, while you're making your apologies at the office of the stonemasonry jar, Mooney, are you heading to? You're going to head to the shop.
I'm going to go to the wall shop.
Umbra and Dyra.
I am absolutely not going to the wall shop.
You want to go to the apothecary?
Or
The
the mason
herbalist.
jar.
Sorry, it's not an
The
apothecary.
apothecary, the mason jar.
Yeah, she'll just follow Umbra.
Okay, so
At a
you're gonna head.
distance, or like, what do we? You stalking
I mean,
Umbra?
she'll walk beside him.
There you go. He holds your hand.
No.
Mooney, you're heading towards the shop. Umbra and Diara, as you approach the home of the Garricks, Ida, who yesterday, Diara, you had that rather weird encounter with, where she had an episode. You both bump into Kaler, who's come out of, who's leaving the house. He's dressed for the weather, like it's raining, and he has a bag over his shoulders, and a book tucked under his arm, and you just hear me, "No, Nan, it's okay. I'll be home shortly. You continue to work, please. We need to get a handle on this, and I'll just do a few more checks. The maester was saying that a few more are sick, so I'll do house calls, and I'll be right back, okay?" And the door closes. He turns and he sees you, Umbra, and Diara. Oh, don't tell me the kids aren't sick, are they?
No.
The others, the house is okay. Everyone. I know Mr. Sapras isn't well right now, but
and Mrs. Sapras and Ilaria as well.
Okay, but you both feel okay?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Ilaria's pretty bad. She's like sweating through sheets, and she's having night terrors, and
Umbra, could I have a word?
Yeah, sure.
Just gonna look at him.
Yeah, no, he kind of like shrugs at Diara and is like, "Yeah, okay."
Kind of taking you aside, you said night terrors.
Yeah, pretty. She seemed pretty bad ones, and she's like, oh, I don't know. I only kind of heard her talking about her sisters. I don't think she had any sisters.
Okay, no, that the night terrors. It's not just bad dreams. It's a few others are presenting with some delirium. What's her temperature like?
Oh, she is scalding. She is in a bad way.
Okay. Okay. Could you? I'm going to go check with the wolves. I have some supplies. I'm going to see if they have anything on hand. But in case I need to go and get a few bits and pieces, we don't even know what this is. I've started searching through the books, but at the moment, all we can try and do is treat those symptoms. So,
you seem scared. How bad is this?
No, it's just it's the first time we've had like this kind of outbreak, and Nan isn't what she used to be, so it's kind of on me, and it's fine. It'll be okay. This happens all the time. Somebody comes in, somebody gets a cold, and we all have a cold, and then it'll be fine. We just need to get a handle on it and figure out what it is, and then we can treat it.
Okay, so it's not a cold.
Well, it's something a little bit more serious. The fever is one thing, but the hallucinations, the delirium is, and with the temperature, we need to find a way to break that, and then we can figure out the rest. Okay, so we're gonna check the walls first, and then if needs be, we're gonna have to go do some foraging. Are you up for this?
Yeah, of course. Anything,
okay.
Anything you need.
A small party has already gone out looking for Rainer, but I've asked them to keep an eye out for a few extra gold leaves, just to see if they can bring extra stuff back. We're fairly well supplied out, but yeah. And look, if you could just keep this between us for now, if word gets out, people start to panic, and it'll just be impossible to treat people.
Yes, but kind of Ilaria is kind of like our mom. Like, can at least the other the rest of us?
Just not right now. Okay, we have to. I need your help in just figuring this out. And then as soon as we know what it is, you can tell them. As soon as we know what it is, but if we don't have those answers and they ask, they won't trust us.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay, he storms towards the wall store, and just kind of gives you kind of the nod with the head, and then passes you there and just kind of gives you a nod.
Bye. What was that about? Was it his gran? She was weird yesterday.
She's getting old. What kind of weird?
She just said some stuff, and I think
You're being racist?
no,
Racist old lady?
no. She told me I didn't belong here. You know, the usual stuff I get.
That's actually pretty bad. That's actually not good. I don't think we need to go in anyway. If they're kind of all out. He's going to get more stuff. Everyone's got like that cold. But we could go and like harvest some more, or check in with the search party, or I don't think we want to talk to. I don't think we want to go in there anyway.
What search
Rainer?
party?
Rainer.
Did we know about the search party?
Yeah, there was people talking about it last night at the pub.
They still haven't found him?
Well, no, it is kind of strange, I guess. Rainer knows his way around here.
I feel like something else is going on. Are you sure that's all he said?
No.
She just gives him a look.
Give me an insight check, Dara. And if you want to give me a deception check, Umbra.
I don't think he'll actually even try. I think he'll just outright
22.
be like, okay, well.
You're not saying, I know, but it's like even by omission, you are not telling the truth.
Okay, we'll give it a go. That's a sweet nat 1.
Okay.
The bow breaks.
He squirms as you ask Umbra, was there something, are you holding somebody else back? He squirms the kind of an answer. He does, like, your suspicions are confirmed that there's something else going on, but he moves past you towards the wall shop, keeping an eye on Kaler. And Mooney inside, Mrs. Wall is kind of busy grabbing a few kind of supplies and bits and pieces, and you see Bernard is lugging heavy bags and boxes and dragging them to the front of the shop. What?
Hello, I'm just looking for some feed for.
He rolls his eyes. Of course you are. What is it? Grains? What do you eat?
Oh no, it's not for myself. It's just for the animals up at the orchard.
Well, the others. Okay, sure. We have slop, and then you just hear Bernard. Not while they're in the shop. Remember. Of course, my dear. Are you? You're looking for animal feed for the livestock?
Yes.
And she's giving Bernard like kind of the evil eye. Of course, Bernie, be a good lad. You'll have to excuse us. We're a little bit short-handed. That half-orc twit didn't show up to work. We'll get you the feed. Are we putting it on the bill, or is Ilaria deciding, today's the day she's going to actually foot the rest of that and pay it off?
Oh no, just on the tab as usual,
course,
please.
Yeah. She nods. She smiles. Of course, yeah. And you can just tell Eileen as well that that she might have won, but she got her supplies from this store, so really she's me to thank for that.
No. So what happened with yours then? Did you not use the same supplies then? Did something go wrong with the recipe?
Bernard, I'll be out the back.
Yes, Mooney.
Mooney, I don't know if you've used your last inspiration, but you have inspiration for that. I always appreciate a good jibe.
Oh, sorry.
No, I love it. That was great. It was phenomenal. Bernard kind of just rolls his eyes and moves into one of the storerooms off the side, the main shop floor. And then you just hear kind of a coughing sound coming from there. And then a wheeze as Bernard emerges from the storeroom lugging a bag of grain, looking very red and puffy in the face, very sweaty and out of breath. And he drops it on the ground in front of you. There you go. We're not doing deliveries.
All right. Are you not the captain of the guard now?
I can't give extra inspiration.
Give it to one of us.
I'm helping out. Okay. And he closes his eyes and he kind of squints a little bit. And he starts to gag and choke. And Mooney, from his mouth, there is just a black, thick curd of mucus hawked up onto the floor, followed by a little thick sludge like blood. And Bernard falls to the ground to one side
Oh no.
and starts convulsing.
No, 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 no. She gets down, so she starts to wiggle him. Bernard.
There's a
You all right?
scream as Mrs. Wall comes running around the corner and she cries out for Bernard. And as this happens, Kaylor hears the shriek from Mrs. Wall. Umbra and Diara, you hear Mooney crying out. You catch Regmund trying to half elbow Nulra as she continues to etch the moon into the shield. And we will leave it there for our break.
Oh my god.
See you, Bernard.
R.I.P. Nobody help him.
Wasn't
Metagame!
metagame.
Few minutes.
Okay. Go get water, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, I need to pee. welcome back. Yeah, we're sorry. Are you okay there, Fiona? You okay? You okay?
Oh my god, quick, get the subs. Move past the subs. Quick, say stuff until the subs go away.
I'm gonna stroke.
And then
I'm gonna hit myself.
She's gonna choke. She's gonna choke.
Oh no.
oh my god.
Okay. We left. Thank you so much. Hopefully you had a chance to freshen up. You got up. You had a walk around. You had something to drink, and you are hydrated, and you were ready for the second half of chapter 4. Nothing Without You, and we pick up with everybody bar Redmond and Nulra. Now, thankfully, for good reason, not running towards the shop. As Mooney, you and Mrs. Wall are standing over frantically Bernard, who has he's coughed up just this thick black mucus. He's not coughing anymore, but he has stopped convulsing. And Kaler Garrick, the herbalist, has come running into the shop. He kind of darts around you, Mooney, drags the sack of grain out of the way, and then leans down. And you notice that he's got this heavy book under his arm, and he just on one knee drops it, cracks open the spine of it, and just starts flicking through the pages. And you can hear, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I know I saw it here. It's in here somewhere. Umbra and Dyer, are you coming in, or Dyer, are you standing outside sheepishly?
I'm gonna stand outside because, as far as I'm concerned, Eric is in there.
Good. You see Nulra and Redmond messing around outside the copper anvil. Yeah. The two.
I'm gonna walk over to them. Please.
Okay. You head over to them. Umbra, as you run inside, you see the scene as depicted, and Kaler he's just frantically scanning through this book. It's not his journal. Like he's been gathering and collecting information. He encouraged you to do the same thing. Notes on herbs and their uses, and poisons, and so on and so forth. Things that you can use to counteract illness, so on and so forth. This looks like a medical journal, like a tome full of knowledge, and brand new at that point as well. And just as you take notice of what he's doing, he stops and he goes, "That's it." And he looks up at you, Umbra. I know what it is.
That's
it. And he picks the book up and he kind of turns it towards you, and you see on the pages some words you don't recognize, but written in common in kind of scarlet red letters, rather ornately printed on the page. Scavenger's fever. And there's a depiction of a human body, of a man bent over, and he appears to, like, the illustration shows him sweating, his clothes dragging from him, his face is kind of confused, and there's kind of a black stain around his mouth.
Okay. What do we do? What do we do then?
Oh, okay. I think, and he's kind of going through the pages. Okay. It's not that. It's Mrs. Wall, and he puts a hand on her shoulder, and she's kind of like she's trying to, like, hold Bernard a little bit, and she's sobbing. He's going to be okay. It's fine. We know what this is. We have the stuff to cure it. Umbra, okay. There's just one thing. There's just one thing we need. And we can get it. Umbra, do you remember we were a couple of weeks ago, we were out on the trail, and we came across in the woods, we came across those oak trees that had fallen, and I pointed out to you those brown leathercap mushrooms almost. Do you remember?
Yes. Yep.
I had Bulgir bring them to the cave at the quarry, and we were going to harvest them, and we would get round to it. Okay. And he readjusts himself, and he was like, he closes the book, kind of dog-earing the page. Okay, I honestly, if they hadn't already left, I really would. I don't know what we would have done if we didn't have this. And Umbra, you and we are going to make a copy of this book. That that gentleman, the visitor to the town, he was at the festival yesterday. He dropped by this morning before he left, and he gave this to me.
Just
You were talking to him.
No, I know the guy you're talking about, but he gave it to you just out of
No, we were talking last night, and I mentioned that that my grandmother was teaching me, and that she hadn't been well, and he was worried that maybe the village wouldn't have.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Did he go? Did he leave? Is he a doctor? Is he?
They're gone. Himself and that his companion are gone. They left this morning. But the good news is, look, if they ever come by, we can offer our thanks properly, and no doubt this was just the gods intervening. We have a chance here. I'm gonna go back to the hut, and I can ask Nana to help me prepare. Could you and the others, please?
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, leather caps. That's the brown leather caps. That's fine.
Yes, Ganoderma. That's specifically, make sure they look like little shelves.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go. Great job. You're. Yeah. Good job. We'll be back. I'll get the rest.
Yeah, he looks completely like the killer you met a moment ago at leaving his house was panicked. There's a weird sort of calm that's come over him now that he's figured out what's caused this. He looks at Mrs. Wall. Look, we'll take Bernard upstairs, and Mrs. Wall is she's just sobbing loudly. Mooney, you see that in and Umbra, you can see it as well in his in Bernard's face, or like around like kind of the forehead, the lines in his forehead, around his eyes, like the veins and stuff like that. They've darkened, and it's the same thing in his hands. The veins up along his arm have kind of gone kind of a grey shale black.
Right.
Is he going to be okay?
If we can get the Ganoderma mushrooms, yes.
Right.
We and there's enough for everybody. We can break this thing before it really takes a hold in the village.
Then we should go right away. We should go.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be sick with this at the minute. We don't really want to progress any further.
What do we do? Should we bring Ilaria here? Should
No,
we bring her here?
We just gather as much of the mushrooms as you can, and bring them to the hut, and from there we can prepare the blend, and we can just start getting it out to the village. All of us should take some before we start, just in case if you've come in contact with Ilaria. There's a small chance that we don't really know how this is spreading, but preventatively we should take a little bit of this.
I don't think we should really make Ilaria or anyone really exert themselves. I mean, Bernard collapsed when he was lifting those heavy loads. Maybe that sort of like pushed them over the edge. Maybe we should just tell everyone, if they're feeling sick today, maybe just go home and rest while we go find the little mushrooms for them.
I'll ask Maester Richter to spread the word, but the faster we get this prepared, the quicker we can get it out to everybody. So
yeah, let's go then. We'll go now. We'll get everyone else and we'll head to the quarry.
Ye pop out as Kaler is helping Mrs. Wall kind of pick Bernard up, and they're heading behind the counter upstairs. Kaler just gives you the nod, Umbra. Just be as quick as you can.
Don't gotta tell me. Back soon.
You head out. You see Diara, Regimond, and Nulra standing on the. Yeah, they're fighting. They're being a little bit of each other. They're standing on the corner of the copper anvil. Regimond seems to have gotten the day off work. And Nulra is holding something in her hands.
Nulra, put that piece of shit down. We gotta go.
Kidding.
Oh, did he actually say that?
No.
Not when I'm about to have a drink. God damn it!
Upon seeing Umbra approaching, and obviously with no knowledge about everything that has been revealed, Nulra's gonna shove Regimond off. Get off for a second, and run up to Umbra with the bow in hand and say, "Umbra, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about yesterday. This is for you. You're so good with it. This is for you."
This is very sweet. And he pulls her into a quick hug and he says, Ilaria is very sick and we know what can help. And it's going to save everyone in the village. You want to come to the quarry real quick? Regimond, glad to see you're not at work today. Let's go. To work.
I rarely
We're going
do.
to work.
Oh, for fuck. Just gone out of work. Right? The quarry, did you say, yeah?
Ilaria's sick. What, the same thing that Mrs. Sapras has?
Think so. It's scavengers. Mooney. What did he say? Scavengers.
Scavenger's fever. Yeah,
What's that?
but Bernard collapsed and he coughed up a lot of black mucus.
Nulra, give me a wisdom saving throw, Nulra.
Me?
Yeah.
Me.
That'll teach you to laugh at poor old Bernard.
That is a 3.
When Mooney says that Bernard coughed up a load of mucus, your mind is just instantly torn back to years ago in the woods, alone, and the boar with a mouthful of thick black sludge drooling from its mouth, and a cold shiver runs down your back.
Ew.
But
I mean, he's not the best person in the world, but no one deserves, that. And we
Yeah.
can help him. And it's very possible that Ilaria is sick with the same thing, and Mrs. Sapras, so maybe we should go and help.
Nola's
is
gonna just
Bernard-
immediately she's just gonna blanch. She's just gonna start freaking out a little bit and say, Umbra, that boar that we shot, that was part of the feast, wasn't it? So what I saw was real. It was real, and now look what's happened. And she's gonna
Did
just
you ever
start
tell
full on
Umber?
panicking.
Did you tell Umber what you saw? No.
Well,
that looked like a perfectly normal boar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Umber,
meat could be bad. It's
You said, Mooney, you said it was black. It was black coming out of Bernard's mouth.
Yeah, it was like a black ichor.
And
Was something wrong with the meat?
she's really gonna start even me, I'm genuinely panicking right now.
And this is what happens in the real world.
And she's gonna turn around and say to them, look, you're gonna think I'm crazy. You're gonna think I'm crazy. Twice now, I've seen a boar in these woods. It wasn't normal. It wasn't natural. I thought it was. I think I told myself it was my mind playing tricks on me, and there was black dripping from its mouth. And that boar that we shot yesterday, Umbra, it was like that for a second. And I didn't tell you because I knew you'd think I was crazy. And now this is happening. Did Bernard eat that? Did Ilaria? Did Mrs. Sapras? Did we do this? Did I do this? I should have told you.
I mean, no, maybe it was a bad dream because I've had dreams like that about weird black things, slime in the forest. I'm sure it
No,
wasn't.
Mooney, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I've seen this before, and now, and she's just Nola's freaking. She never normally freaks like this. She's gonna walk off in a fucking panic.
So
Somebody's gonna chase after.
Yeah, Regimond's gonna try kind of grab her by the sides of the arms and be
She's just dragging you as you try to
here because he's like and he'll say, Nora, love, listen, freak out later, right? Let's just go get the mushrooms that this lad's talking about. We'll go sort it and we can talk about this afterwards. right?
She's like not
If
even
people-
hearing Regiment. She's just saying like it was me. I should have said it to Umbra. We shouldn't have brought
It's
that boar
fine.
back.
It's fine. It's not your problem. Listen. Let's fix it before it becomes a problem.
What do we need to do?
Alright.
What do we need to do?
We
That's
have to
gonna
go.
bring
We have
true
to go to the
Reginald
quarry.
turn.
We need to go to the quarry. We need to get the shrooms, and that'll be it. It'll be
Yes.
grand. All
So
right.
let's go.
All right. So listen, I'll
Okay.
lead you. I'll be here beside you the entire time. All right. And we'll do this
What was
together.
the boar Regiment? What was it? What was that? It must have been real.
It maybe I don't know, but it's not your fault. All right. And listen, let's blame Deirdre. So let's go.
I was gonna say, look at him laughing when he said it wasn't.
I'm not laughing. This is how I cope with trauma.
Stress.
This is how I cope
Yeah.
with being very happy at what's happening.
Yes.
Nora's gonna laugh a little bit at what Reginald's saying and said, well, haven't seen our gap tooth gal yet, but
Nah, you'd
Come on.
hear her before you'd see her, wouldn't you?
Those encounters are going to get a little bit more difficult as we proceed. Starting a little upset.
But yeah, she's gonna
So
turn to
he's just
Mooney and Umber and
gonna-
say, what do we need to do? Where do we need to go? Let's go now. Now, the quarry.
Worry, there's some mushrooms. Bulger had him. He kept him back. Should we maybe tell him about the meat? There's no time. We'll tell him about the meat.
There's no
later.
time. We could do it when we get back. Sure.
We'll tell him about
So
It
you're
mightn't
gonna-
even be related. So let's just go and see if we can help people.
So you're heading to
Sir.
the quarry?
Quarry.
Yeah. So, Regiment, this is the quarry that Bulger, the giant that owns the stonemason jarry shop.
Oh God, you called in sick for work and you're.
You go to your boss. But not only is this the quarry that he draws the stone from that you all work on, but he also lives at the quarry as well. He lives outside the village. Bulger predominantly kind of keeps to himself, like gets on with everybody in the village, but he more or less kind of keeps to himself the entire time. It's the guise of being a giant. He's a giant. And ye head down the south road towards the quarry. You know the road fairly well, and as you do, the rain continues to pour, and most of you are like your overcoats are soaked kind of through now as well, and it's kind of that cold is seeping into you. When you come to the edge of the road that sort of circles around the cliff side of the quarry, and down below you can see the small I say it's small. You see the hole in the wall that Bulger has made into a bit of a hut. There's a small little chimney just on the other side of the cliffside where you'd see smoke coming up from, but there's no smoke today. And on the down at the bottom of the quarry, you see the pond, and all of you see the mouth of the cave that Umbra was talking about. And when all of you see it, because as you come around, you're heading down, it circles down the cliffside. When all of you see the cave, give me a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 7.
13.
That's a no. You're muted, Dara.
14.
That's a no.
24.
I got a 6.
Okay. Umbra. That's a no for you as well, Nora. There wasn't a cave here before. There was never a cave in the quarry. There was the pond, the swimming hole, but all the times you came here with the others, you came here even when you and your gang used to be friends with Bernard and Deirdre and their gang, although that was just one summer. There was never a cave. There's never been a cave in the quarry. It's just a thought that comes to your mind.
Who just Umbra.
Umbra. Yeah.
Okay.
Umbra like squints his eyes a little bit and then like turns to and then just mid sprint asks Regiment, "Hey, have you been doing blasting down here? Like, have you been clearing stone here?"
You mean blasting like I do in my sleep? Or Because yeah, I guess so. It's a long day at work. I can't not, like, you know. No, do you mean clearing out the stone? Is
cave.
this or
Yeah,
the what? Which cave?
where the pond was.
What? What are you talking about?
You know, there was the where the mushrooms are. You know that cave?
Mm. Declan, sorry, just out of game. Do I know?
Yes, yeah. There's always been a cave here. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Bulger's thing. He's like he digs down into the rock face. This is where he gets the
Yeah.
rocks from.
There's Bulgers there, and if he asks, I've been blasting all morning. All right, and that's what's up. But no, that's always been there. It's Bulgers. Do you want to pop in?
Well,
I'm sure
we
it'd be grand.
we
about
gotta
it.
go
He'd
get the
probably help
mushrooms
us.
anyway.
Yeah, he might be able to help if you wanted to pop in.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Let's go.
You're
alright.
yeah. The entire time you've been heading down this road, and now kind of coming to the flat, and you're now well within the quarry. And as you were talking, your voices were kind of echoing around in this space, and then just kind of dwindling into the ether. And overhead, the sky rumbles with just kind of a low growl of thunder. And as you move towards the hole in the wall that is Bolger's house, on the other side, it's away from the cave leading down. Redmond, you don't see any. I mean, he's a giant. You don't see any sign of Bolger.
Just like look in. No, he's not here. Not sure where he is. Probably out working.
Why are we here? Is this where we get the mushrooms from?
Yep.
Should we look around for them?
Nola's gonna like bull
Mushrooms
in.
are in the cave. You're in Bolger's house, which is the hole in the wall. Which is not. I know, obviously, a cave is a hole in the wall as well. I'm aware of these things, but it's a different hole in the wall. That's why I've been saying hole in the wall and cave. So the cave is on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
not here. We can head towards the cave, and if we see him on the way, sure, we'll give him a shout. Giants are good for picking up large quantities of things, so you might be able to help with the mushrooms.
That's so, Reggie. That's so, huh? That's so. Giants pick up things.
Where the fuck is this
you
sass
got?
coming from?
Fuck's
Me
your
is
problem?
wearing on.
I couldn't let it go. I'm so sorry. I couldn't let it go.
Yeah,
You
Nola's
will?
already gonna
Sorry.
be sprinting.
Oh, there's
She's gone.
like 10 of you. Okay, great.
You said the pond, right?
Yeah, on the other side of the pond. Yeah.
Pond's still there.
Yep. There was always a pond. You remember the pond. You just don't
Yeah.
remember there ever being a cave. You remember Bulger's hole in the wall / cave.
Yeah.
That's where he lives. You remember the pond. You do not remember this cave that descends down into the underground.
As
By the
we
way, I
circle
just started
around
like
towards it-
I'm roasting hot and I've started coughing, so now I'm freaked out that Declan has like subconsciously infected
Giving you
me with-
scavenger's fever. Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah,
That
I
No,
illness
know,
he's
ended up, yeah.
he's actually done it. He's engineered something IRL.
It's for
just
for
for
RP,
immersion.
purely for RP purposes. Yeah.
freaking out
Um,
here.
As they round, Umbra's just going to take note of the cave and see if it looks like a recent addition, but he won't say anything.
No, give me a perception check as you descend down, Umbra. The rest of you are heading into the cave with Redmond.
Yeah, like Nola's bulling on ahead, shouting back at Umbra like
It's my
"What-
fault.
what?"
I did it.
Minnie's concerned and chasing after Nora.
She's gonna shout back, what do they look like, these mushrooms, Umbra? What am I looking for?
Perception check was a 9. Mushrooms,
Okay.
leather cap mushrooms. Exactly what it sounds like. Brown top, looks like leather.
Okay, Nola's gonna immediately start looking for mushrooms that fit that description.
So, ye move into all of you move into the cave and start to head down. And as you do, you notice that the rain outside stops. The universe is a very cruel place, but it stopped raining. But the pond has had kind of it started to overflow. It happens every now and again, and that extra water is just running down into the cave, the mouth of the cave now as well. There's like a little small little stream of water flowing into the cave around you. And as you move in, you see that the path cut here. And Umbra, you're kind of trying to pay like, is this? And you're not sure how you could tell if it was fresh. You're kind of smelling for dynamite or something explosive or whatever it might be. You're not really sure what you're doing, but you're trying to determine how fresh or how new this cave is, but you can't quite, because you don't know what you're looking for. You don't know what's new and what's old. But the path in front of you is about 9 feet wide, and it's carved in, and it's a bridge from one side here of the cave, the mouth of the cave, to another cliffside that spirals down. And there is a putrid stink bubbling up from below. Everybody give me perception checks as you move further down into the cave.
Ugh.
Who's going to put their foot into like a rotten carcass? Probably me.
16.
7.
17.
10.
Sorry, Umber, what did you get?
8.
Okay, so with a 17 and Mooney, you got a what?
7.
Okay, so yeah, no, it's only Mooney. Sorry, it's only Mooney. Mooney with a 7. No, it's only Redmond. Apologies. It's only Redmond. Redmond. On that, you're used. You've been here. You've been to the cave. You've been hanging out with Bulger. He's your boss, and he's your best mate. What is that too? And you, as you're wandering down through it, you're kind of crossing over. At the bottom of the cave, squinting, you can see like just a pile of logs. Like, you don't remember them being there before, but Umbra said you were looking for mushrooms and you were looking for tree trunks, and they're at the bottom. They're below you. You're heading the right way.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say here, this way. The logs here. I think they're growing on them. And I'll try.
Just very quickly, as an aside to Diara, as they move, Umber just says, something is wrong. And he doesn't elaborate on it.
Can I do another insight check?
Sure. On Umbra.
Yeah.
He's lying. Everything's great.
22.
He again, he's not like, you don't get the impression that he's lying. He's not trying to frighten you, but you get the overwhelming sensation that Umbra he himself is afraid.
What did Taylor say to you?
Not even that. It's just a disease. It's just a disease. That guy who was here yesterday gave him a book that let him diagnose it.
Why?
That's
Why
how he knows
wouldn't
what it is.
Can we hear this?
Yeah, you're again, your voices are echoing around the cave.
I'll say the hot elf.
The hot elf.
Even like Nora is so set on looking for these mushrooms that even doesn't catch her attention, which it normally would. Hot elf? No, I'd
So
rather
what?
pick mushrooms.
You think he made people sick and then...
No, I don't think he made people sick. No. Y'all remember this cave being here all the time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Logs in it now.
No.
Cave's always been here.
Minu's not going to go too far because I'm assuming it's quite dark in here.
It is, yes. Yeah.
And she doesn't have dark vision, but the little her badger friend Brassica, he's with her, yeah.
Yes,
I
yeah.
assume he's in like in a little tote bag.
Yeah, he chucked out a lot of the. I mean, by chucked out, he ate. To be fair, I'm going to tell you when you ask me what happened to the supplies that you put in the bag, and I'm going to tell you I threw them out, but I actually ate them.
Okay,
I did model this badger on me. Okay.
just making sure that he's there.
He is, yeah.
She'll kind of like stay more at the mouth of the cave and just kind of like look around for mushrooms without going too deep, so that she's not gonna lose vision because she can't
Umbra
see.
can share his dark vision with up to 3 people for an
Misha,
hour at a time.
me please.
Oh,
It's
I
one
think
of
it's
the
just me and
Twilight
Mooney that are the
cleric
lamos, is it?
it's Misha Blind.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it's
so
just us
nice.
two.
So
Redmond,
nice.
do you have dark vision?
So up to 3 anyway. So the 2 you at least he can cover.
Okay.
So
And then
you're
I
all
don't
Minnie-
know. We hadn't really established what that is or what that looks like, but it's a cleric thing, a Twilight cleric
Okay.
thing anyway.
so
Minnie
you-
will hover around Nulra, just making sure Nulra's okay, but also trying to help find the mushrooms.
everybody, since everybody's looking for the mushrooms, you can all, well, 3 of you can roll with advantage. So whichever the 3 of you have higher nature checks, you can roll with advantage as everyone is helping.
+6.
Okay.
+1.
Yeah, I'm a
0.
-1. Me and
So-
Reginald
So
are just looking
either-
at rocks.
Is this
Okay.
a mushroom?
With
Well,
advantage,
I
19.
tell you what, because
12.
Umbra, because Kaler had told you about them, and you remember when he pointed them out to you, you can roll as well. So you want to roll with an advantage as well, based on that.
Okay.
And Nulra, you're helping Mooney, and Redmond, you are helping Diara. Like, and
Okay.
again, I use the word helping liberally there.
I got a 12.
Liberally.
I am present.
And Mooney.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
Yay!
And a 16 from
Okay.
Umbra.
So
I'm sorry.
Diara, you do find a couple of fungi, but they don't look to be what Umbra had described. You were looking for kind of things that look like leather on top. But Mooney, you and Brassica are kind of with kind of Nulra to one side, and like you're kind of holding her arm like a little bit, and you're anxious to be down here, but you can tell she's even more anxious, so you're kind of holding her for comfort. But every now and again, Brassica just kind of like pops his little nose out, and he's over there, and he's just kind of right there.
Thank you. Okay, I got it.
Manny, we don't want to beat Mooney. Don't stay here. It's not Mooney. It's not nice.
I know it's not nice, but we need to find these
No,
mushrooms for
Mooney,
everyone.
Mooney,
What?
get out of here.
Do we hear Mooney talking?
Yeah.
Can Minnie, can big stupid Minnie do a perception check or insight check?
Insight on Brassica or perception check on your surroundings?
Oh no, insight check on Brassica just to kind of gauge
Yes,
the
yeah,
danger
please do.
or his fear.
Umbra, you have found a huge gathering of these mushrooms. They're
It's
like a
hard to tell in
load.
the dark because I can't see the color, but I mean it seems kind of brown. This smell though is.
Can Nulra like light up a torch?
Yeah.
Upon hearing Umbra say something about the smell.
As you take a torch from your pack and light it, all of you see the bottom of the cavern here light up a little bit, and where you came down and you found this kind of this mess of logs piled up and over each other. You're standing in like you thought it was kind of muck. It was muddy. You could feel the stone under you, but it was definitely wet and slippery. There's a corridor that continues on further in towards the dark, but you can't see what's at the end of it. And as and sorry, Mooney, what did you get on your
8.
it's not so much you heard what he said, and you're trying to get a kind of read on him, but you see the fur stand up, right? And Nulra, as the flames from your torch flick back and forth, you see shadows moving as the muck you're in starts to shake and tremble, and you just see a sludge-like hand rise from the ground slowly. It kind of withers in pain as parts of it fall and splot away from it, and then it tries to climb up. You see a second hand emerging, and there are bones sticking out of it.
Can I ask something out of game, Declan?
Yeah.
When I was trapped
Yes, I
in
did have a
that-
traumatic childhood. Go on.
when Diara and I were trapped in that little cove thingy and those skeleton creatures attacked us, do we again, was that like a dream to us, or do we remember that actually
you have
happening?
no recollection of it.
No.
all,
So
yeah.
upon seeing this now in front of us, it rings no bells. No.
Yes.
Okay. Nola was so like intent on focusing on finding these mushrooms, and upon seeing this now, she kind of comes back into her senses a little bit and is just hyper aware that all of her family are around here, and this something that is not normal or not natural, and she senses evil coming from it, is now appearing from the ground, and she's going to shout to the others, pointing at it, and say, "Out! We need to get out now."
All of you see what Nolra points at, and Mooney, as you look at it, there's a hiss from Brassica, and he bites into your arm to get your attention. And to your left, because you were one of the last to come down, you see slithering off the walls is more of this muck, and it's falling thick. And there are shapes rising out of it, humanoid-like shapes, trying to form out of this gunk, this sludge and
God.
slime. Roll for initiative.
Oh no.
All of us?
Oh my
Yeah, all of you.
God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No.
Hazel. This went so well the last time.
Did we successfully get any mushrooms?
Yes, you did. Yeah,
Yes.
you gathered mushrooms. I forgot to have my tablet beside me, so I'm going to get off camera for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh.
We got the mushrooms, but we now have to get them out of the cave, not on our corpses. So.
Oh god.
I see the
Maybe.
challenge.
Well, maybe if one of us dies, isn't that like fertile ground for
Mhm.
fungi?
Just
Hey.
right in there.
Let's
Any
look at the
more
positive side.
It doesn't look like
Okay.
D&D Beyond picked up anyone's initiative rolls, so you all gotta remember
really?
those. Yeah.
Oh, sugar. I got a 5.
I got a
Maybe
9.
Oh.
Oh, snapsies.
This is what I get for going tech with my stuff.
Oh, they
so
showed
give me-
up. They showed
I
up.
have-
You're fine. They're in there.
My tablet doesn't want to turn on, so I have to go old school.
Oh, look at Umber with his
Ooh.
22. You
Wow.
fucking lick arse.
Okay.
Umber's leaving. Umber's fucking leaving you all to fucking rot.
I got a nat 20 for the slime.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Okay. So, come on, open. Sorry, I have to go. I usually use my tablet for this stuff, but okay. So, anybody get between 15 and 20? Okay, you're all terrible. 10 to 15. Okay, 5 to 10.
9.
Okay. Okay, 0 to 5. A
Well, I-
1.
I got 5. I'm counting myself in the same bracket as Mooney and Regman.
Okay, Reginald, what did you get?
9.
And Diara?
13.
Wait, did I not come through when I was asking what numbers people got between things?
Yeah, we put our hands up.
I can't see. I'm typing.
Oh.
I thought you were all rolled terribly.
It was like we were in school.
Okay, so Reginald got a 9 and Umbra.
Umbra actually got a 22, so he's
Oh,
fine.
God Well, I still go first. I got a nat 20, so you can just. What is my?
Oh, and that slime has great dex, does it?
I'm about to find out. Actually, it does not. So it still gets to go first because it's surprising you.
Son of a-
but you will get to go right after it. So
Okay, go on, Umbra. You deal with them. We're gone. Bye.
Give us the mushrooms there.
Okay, Mooney, the two of them from the walls that have kind of slid down, lunge at you, and on a 19 to hit, and a 9 to hit. So the 19 hits.
That 19 to hit, I think I'm going to shield. I'm going to use my reaction to shield. To give me... Oh, should I do that? No. No. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so you're gonna take 8 bludgeoning damage as this thing just lunges straight towards you violently, and it slams right into you.
Really down.
I have 1 hit point.
Oh,
Another
no.
rises from the ground, and it just lunges at you. But as it does, it literally top half of this sludge-like being falls off from it, and you just see a face full of pain and agony wash across just a lump where there should be a head, and it falls to the ground with a splat. Redmond. Oh, sorry, not Redmond. Umbra.
Going to rush over towards Mooney, immediately cast Cure Wounds on her for and I don't know if D&D Beyond will pick this up. Or does it roll it? I don't think it rolled anything.
It's not coming
No,
up
it
yet.
is. No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to roll a d8 the old-fashioned way. Sit
Okay.
tight.
Oh, we got some. No, cover it.
Now I gotta identify a d8 at a. Normally I have all them laid out, and I don't have to guess which one's which because I know which order they come in. And now I've got to look for the little two pyramids stacked on top of each other very, very quickly. Okay, that is a 6 + 3. You're healed 9. You're fine.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
For now.
For
Umbra, you rush over as you just see Mooney, just one of these things, just lunge out from the wall and swipe at her, crashing into her and knocking her back. And then another one quickly kind of rise and bubble up out of the ground and throw itself only to fall in two pieces. You conjure magical energy around you, and as quickly as you can, you throw it and it washes straight over Mooney. And that pain coursing through your body is numbed, Mooney, as a heat just courses through you and you feel rejuvenated. Brassica is just like he's scuttling around in the bag. He's panicking. He's hissing and he's growling. It's just, Mooney, get out! I can't die in here.
Oh.
You can, yeah.
No, he can,
We
but he doesn't
actually
want to.
will.
Yeah, you can.
Diara.
So like there's the two coming up from the pool,
Yes.
one coming out from the wall.
Yes. No, there was two came from the wall. There was one coming from the pool, but you do see more rising up out of the sludge.
So she's just gonna panic and then point to the up to the entrance and be like, "We need to go."
The way up is blocked.
And then she's going to swipe with her sickle.
Okay.
I did that backwards. 15 to hit
That hits. Yep,
for,
roll for damage.
5 damage.
You're slashing at one of the ones blocking the way.
Yeah.
One. Okay. Drawing your sickle, you keeping an eye on the escape, the exit, the way you came in, and it's up, it's above, and you can see more of it's as if the walls here are just oozing this sludge like ichor. You draw your sickle, slash, and Mooney, you just see Diara just kind of leap in front of you defensively, draw her sickle, and just hack at the one that struck you. And as the blade of her sickle cuts straight through, it slices, and just more of this sludge pours out of where the stomach would be of this creature. It falls onto the ground with a thick, wet slop, and you just see a chin and a jaw look up from the pile that was just hacked as a hand begins to climb out of it.
God.
Bonus action.
Who's after me?
Redmond.
I'm going to give him Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah,
Redmond, you just saw Diara hack at one. Sorry, it's Mooney. Sorry, Mooney's next.
Okay, I'll
Me?
give Mooney
Yeah.
the Bardic Inspiration.
Haha. Sorry, Regiment.
Sorry. I'm just going to reach behind me and grab her hand and be like, come on.
Okay. Oh, is it my go?
Yes.
Oh my god. Minnie is going to be seeing that and remembering her dream is going to go into full terror. She's going to swing the little tote bag up to your chest and hold on to it for dear life, knowing that little uh, brassica is inside it. And she's
Chest
going
notes.
to use her action to disengage and run toward the exit.
So, you are going to run up. Okay. You're going to try and get round the two. Well, there would have been two. One formed and then died, and then the one that Diara hacked into pieces has formed a second one. You just throw yourself away from the wall, clutching your bag. You feel Diara put a hand on your shoulder, and you kind of half shutting your eyes and kind of squinting your face. You run up the steps. All of you see. You all just see Mooney making a run for the entrance, making a run for the exit. She hasn't seemed to have noticed more and more are actually coming down from the walls around her. She's running into danger.
Can we see them coming down around her?
You like I said, you can see the walls of the cave are just oozing.
Okay, I'm gonna scream at her. Mooney, come back! Not that way! Not that way!
Oh god, does Minnie hear that?
Yeah. Because again, you're in the cave. You're all panicking, but you're all shouting at each other, but you do hear it.
Oh
The
god, she's
acoustics
going
are fab in
to.
here, lads.
They're great. Yeah, we should record an album in here afterwards.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna full panic. Full panic. She's gonna hear that and then she's gonna. Is there any way that I know I disengaged and ran toward the exit? Is there any way that she can get back to Nulra without getting into anyone's range?
If you give me an athletics check to jump, or athletics or acrobatics, from where you are to see if you can land without injuring yourself. Yeah.
Oh gosh, let's see.
Oh, I'm gonna get sick.
Acrobatics is bad. Or worse. Okay, I'm gonna do one better. As soon as she runs towards the entrance, here's Nulra calling for her, going to panic, and then boop, bonus action, use her hidden step Furbolg and turn invisible,
Okay.
and then try to make her way back to your family.
Okay.
And just hopefully that if anyone does swipe at her, they've got disadvantage.
So it's the thing of you just hear Nulra call out to you, and if it was anybody else, if it was anybody but the others, the four, it would have fallen on deaf ears. But you instinctively trust them. They are family. You turn. You see this ooze lurching and forming, and from the wall next to you, you just see a hand kind of coming out to grasp, and with a kind of a squeal, you blink and you just vanish, and you flit as tight and as small as you can make yourself. You just squeeze yourself and you run right back, kind of into Nulra. And you feel Nulra next to you. You can't see her, but you feel her. She's right beside you.
I use my action to disengage, bonus action to turn invisible. That's my turn.
Okay, Redmond.
Sorry, I was muted. How far am I from everyone else?
So you're all kind of down here at these massive logs. You have the platform leading up that Mooney had attempted to escape from, and you have the corridor to your right. Diara and Umbra are fighting with the creatures at the kind of on the platform up.
Regiment is going to turn to Nulra and be like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I know I'm an award-winning fighter now, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be attacking.
Oh my god, I fucking hate Regiment. Nora wouldn't normally say this outside of this situation, but she's in such a panic wanting to protect everyone, and she knows, oh god, even me as Fiona saying this makes me feel sick. She knows that Regiment is a good fighter and can hold his own. So she's going to scream at him, the others need to get out down that corridor and we need to hold these things back.
All right. Okay, fine. Can I try? I'll relay this. So I'll say, I'll turn to the other three and see, like, you guys go that way, and I'm going to take out my two hand axes. I have what you call it, to weapon fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drum
I
fellow.
play the drums.
I have 2 mason jars.
It's like mason jars.
Just try and get them
Two
to open
weapon-
them, and then we can run away. Ah, you picks, you can't open it.
Cool. So I'm gonna go for the two or the ones that were beside Dara and Umbra.
Okay.
So I'll give them a chance to try run down the corridor and try
Okay.
hold these. Yeah.
Make your attack rolls and roll your damage. Oh, you can't. We're using D&D Beyond. So make your attack rolls.
So 17 to hit for the first
Yeah,
one.
that lit.
For 6 damage.
Okay.
And for the second one is 6 to hit that or 8 to hit, sorry.
Sorry, I'm going to
it-
mute because my cat is about to take a shit in his litter tray. So
Again, that's not how muting works. Just mute. It'll be fine. Okay.
God.
So the 8 hits as well.
Okay, cool. So let me roll damage. 6 as well.
Okay.
So that was one and the other. So there was two of them, right?
Yes,
Attacking
yes.
that. Yeah.
The first one you cleave straight into it with your hand axe, and you catch it into its arm. And as you swing and you just lunge at it, you all just see kind of Redmond again barreling towards Dara. Number hand axes kind of over his head. The first connects straight with it, and as you do, its head just sort of twists and the mouth lowers, and all of you just hear a "Help me!" and you bury the axe into the other one just before, as you do. The first falls away; it just becomes a puddle of this thick smelling rot. The second one holds up its hand, like its arm that it was kind of forming, and it connects, slices through, and the hand falls away, and immediately it starts to spread out, and you see another one forming from it. The cave, the gangway down here, there's more and more of these bodies taking shape and forming, and one or two have actually fallen from the bridge overhead, hit the ground. One has fallen across the logs and just bent around it and burst. It was like watching a water balloon just fall and burst.
So wait, the help me came from the goo monsters?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to turn to Dara and Umbra and say, grab Mooney and run down that corridor, and I'll point towards it.
Yep.
We'll follow you, and we'll be right behind you.
Whose action is it?
It is Nora.
okay, she's completely out of that like stupor that she was in when we were mushroom hunting, and she's full on she just needs her family out of this situation. She's gonna rage. She's just freaked. No, but I told you how Nora rages, like an angry mom in a supermarket. So you know when you like
Every time.
it is like, you know, when you freak out, and like you used to freak out as a kid and you want that chocolate bar and your mom's so embarrassed because everyone's staring. So she gives you that look, and you can just feel that aura, that like anger just radiating from her, and you know you're going to get your ass kicked when you get out of the shop. That's how Nora rages. So you just feel it, but she doesn't like outwardly display it. And so she's going to enter a rage, and she's going to go instinctively, even though she trusts Reginald, she is going to step in front of him a little bit just because she wants to protect him, and she's going to go with her great axe at the one that's nearest to them. I assume
Okay.
it was the one that asked for help.
No, that's dead.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever one's next in line.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Umbra, Mooney, and Dara, are you going to make a move towards the corridor?
Is it a free action now? Or are we still in initiative?
Well, it'll be coming at the end of Nulra's turn, like because the cave is filling with these creatures.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Mooney's hand and just
Let's go.
go. And like reach back for Umbra.
Umbra. Nulra, how'd you get on?
I got a 13 to hit.
Yep, that hits and damage.
Damage. I don't know if it'll pick up my rage on the roll. Let me see. It didn't, so it's a 12 plus 2.
Okay,
So 14.
14. With your great axe, you swing it. Actually, you cut straight through this blob. Your axe hits the wall. There's a shing, and like the collision between steel and the wall. The vibration runs through your hands. It courses into your bones and into your teeth, and you remember. You remember the woods. You remember as a child chasing after Bernard and his gang. You remember the boar. You remember Ilaria was there.
So I know it was real. Now I know
Yeah.
it definitely was real. It wasn't
Yeah.
a dream.
This is a memory. This isn't a dream. This isn't an hallucination. This happened. And as you rage and your body just convulses with anger, that rage to protect that fight to guard those around you becomes mired in a sadness because you've remembered something that you believed was a dream, you were told was a dream.
And can I connect? So when I was attacked by the boar then and I saw that like ichor dripping from its mouth, I can connect it. It's similar to whatever these things are made of.
What there seems to be some, because it's the same gunk, it's that same thick black ichor.
Okay.
And as you cleave into this thing and it falls back, it clutches. It seems to be almost like grabbing to hold on to something. When it hits the ground, it splits into two and begins to rise out of the ground again. And you see that Diara Umbra with Mooney. Are you still invisible, or has that blinked away?
I'm still invisible until the start of my next turn.
Okay, you still see. Well, you can kind of see that Diara has her hand around something, and you push. Like they're moving towards that back corridor as you see more and more of these creatures are filling the cave. You and Regiment have a free action at this point.
Okay, well, now that that's come true, that was not a dream, that was a memory, that was real. Umbra or Nulra's going to have like a visceral reaction to this, and just normally she would want to cut anything down that would pose any sort of harm to her family, but she knows that that is not what she needs to do right now. They need to get the fuck out. So for her free action, she's going to grab Regiment and just say, go, we need to go, and attempt to run down the corridor after the others.
Regiment has already taken out his great axe and is like halfway towards charging towards
There's scooped up.
Fucking copycat.
And he's gonna go, what? No, we need to kill it. We need to kill it.
No, we need to go. And she's gonna just like look him dead in the eye, like she's not joking. This is not normal for her.
Angry mommy.
You get into that car, you put that belt on.
We have sludge at home.
You'll eat that sludge and you'll be happy. Okay.
Yeah, so he'll believe and trust her, obviously, and I'll use my action obviously to dash.
Okay, so you're kind of scooped up. You're running right behind, and Regiment, because Nulra has just like grabbed and run with you. You see that the corridor that you're running down towards. Well, you can't. You're looking at what's filling into this cavern. You see that there are more and more of these bodies, these shapes, these. It doesn't. They look human. They look elven. They look orc. They look Ganassi. But they're not right. They're like it's as if someone's half remembered what a physical form should look like. It's like a broken memory of something. The rest of you, as you run down this corridor, you see that the thing you notice is the stone here is carved. It's flat stone on the ground. It's paved. It's worn, and at the very end of it, Diara, Mooney now no longer invisible, and Umbra, you see that it opens up into a kind of a small cavern again, a little kind of like a mirror almost of the one you've just come through, but this is a dead end.
Shit.
Except
Jinx.
on the back wall, there are two black stone doors, and lying in front of it, you see the rotting, decayed corpse of a giant.
In front of both of them.
No.
And as Nolra, as you run in behind it, all of you, the four of you, it looks like Bulgir.
No.
Regiment, you haven't seen him yet, but as you are being dragged in, and you watch as this wave of horror or whatever death, whatever this is, encroaches. When you make it into the cavern, they stop. They stop coming. And on the ground, Regiment, as you're looking around you, and you're trying to shimmy out of, as you try to shimmy out of Nolra's grip, you see something on the ground. The flat stones are kind of cracked, and as you kind of stare down on it, you just see carved in large letters, "Not without you." And the bones begin to move.
Oh.
And we will leave chapter 4 there.
Oh
my
my
God.
sweet jeepers.
Seriously, Regiment, why the hell did you pull a sickie?
I shouldn't have called in sick.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This was chapter 4, Not Without You, of Book 1, Elegy. I am Declan, your dungeon master. I was joined this evening by or with James as Umbra, Fiona as Nolra, Eilish as Diara, Kat as Mooney, and Emma as Regiment. We are D8 Dungeon. We are a small, little, tiny Irish thingy. And if you really if you liked this stream and the world and all that kind of stuff, we stream every second Sunday from 8 p.m. We've started doing additional streams throughout the week. Last Saturday, James was designing some of the world, a small little place in Canuck. It was absolutely phenomenal. Friday just gone, I was privileged enough to be able to talk to you about how I write stories and how I develop stories in DM notes. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, Kat is going to be doing an art stream for us. Kat is the artist behind all of our wonderful work. We're going to be doing a few more bits and pieces of this, including cast chats. So we're going to be doing roundups and kind of getting the players' reactions to different things so far. So we might try and get one of those this week. If you liked this and you're like, what else do these dopes do? We also, I am also the DM for an Irish podcast called Romancing the Dungeon, a story about 4 heroes living their lives on a quest for the greatest gift of all, love. It just so happens to be in a world filled with monster, peril, and heartbreakers. So would absolutely love. We just dropped episode 6 of season 2, Heart of Ganassi. We are coming up to the end of the year. There's going to be one more stream on the 19th of December, so we're back in 2 weeks' time. There are a couple more episodes. Of the podcast due out between now and then, but plenty of time to catch up. As always, you can check us out at D8 Dungeon. Would love if you would give the Twitch channel a follow here. You can check us out on YouTube for all our past episodes, and also come check us out on Discord. I've been prattling on and on and on and on and on. All I want to say, lastly, is thank you so much for your time this evening. I hope you had a blast. I hope you have questions. I hope you have concerns.
Yeah, actually. Yeah,
no,
some.
you're great. You don't count. You're fine. You're fine. And we will see you all again in 2 weeks. Mind yourselves. Have a great week. And ta-ta.
Pray for us.
Everybody.
Pray for us.
Bye-bye.
It depends on my mood.